Hello everybody and welcome back to the F1 2021 Co-op Career Mode with me, Dan, and my co-commentator Nick. Intro graphics and grid order provided by Matt Amos and Lom1138. As always, thank you to the both of them. And thank you to everybody watching as well, as we smashed our 150 subscriber milestone long before Christmas. In fact, as at the time of recording, we've not even hit December yet. So thank you for the support. And we'll continue to grow the channel, hopefully as much as possible into the future. And some of you may be wondering, how on earth have we managed to end up with an Azerbaijan Grand Prix video? Well, we've actually managed to finish the race this time, and we're actually in for some kind of race, unlike in the past where we've had to bundle this with Monaco because not much has happened, or we've both crashed. As we get on to the starting grid order for today's race, and it's Lewis Hamilton once again sitting on pole position alongside title rival Lando Norris. Behind them we have the other Mercedes of Daniel Ricciardo and the other Red Bull of George Russell. Then on the third row it's Carlos Sainz once again starting in 5th place in the McLaren, and Charles Leclerc in his Ferrari. Then we have Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda lining up behind those two. Then it's the Alpine pairing of Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon who round up the top 10. Behind them we have Lance Stroll and Antonio Giovinazzi in the Aston Martins. Then we have Max Verstappen in the Williams and Justin Freshbot in the Haas with a very strong qualifying. Then we have Radiant Slothz matching his best qualifying of the season alongside Nicholas Latifi. Then it's Guan Yu Zhou in the McLaren with an engine penalty pushing him to 17th, and Nikita Mazepin in the Williams, and on the back row it's Valtteri Bottas and Mick Schumacher. Now let's get on with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's the Hereford Grand Prix.
Rumble of Welsh farmer and the butter parting tractor gives way to the rat-a-tat-tat.
Steve Coogan, everybody, our guest commentator today. Justin Freshbot in 14th.
Freshbot has crashed into a McLaren, but he's up the positions.
He's in 14th.
Into turn 1.
Into turn 2. He's still in 14th. Unbelievable. That is the highest place Haas that has ever existed in this game. Unfortunately, though, Guan Yu Zhou's in a McLaren, so he's crashed
and he's almost hit
the Aston Martin.
He's hit the Aston Martin.
Oh, I forgot about Radiant Slothz.
He's cut the corner, crashed into the Williams. What a race.
Excellent racing. Alfa Romeo having a fantastic race in Azerbaijan. Although, given that
both drivers last.
Given that we're in replay cam, obviously we finished.
Justin Freshbot with an incredible start. That Haas has no torque, so he gets no wheel spin. He goes for an audacious dive bomb. He's cut off by the Aston Martin.
Quite
alongside the McLaren who crashes into him.
Guan Yu Zhou
stays ahead.
Is a very aggressive driver around here, and yeah, if that Aston Martin hadn't shut the door, Justin Freshbot could have been close to the top 10.
On the podium positions.
This is Guan Yu Zhou. He's on the other side. I thought he'd come up on the right-hand side.
Massive amount of smoke. No one can see a thing.
This was Radiant Slothz. Let's see. Oh, massive bog down.
Awful start.
They're just flying
Everyone
past
has overtaken him. He's hit the Haas.
Mick Schumacher, though, a very aggressive move.
He goes to track extend, realises there's a wall. He's almost last.
There's Schumacher. Mazepin hits 2 cars there. By proxy of Mick Schumacher. As
Radiant Slothz now coming into what is kind of the last corner, but kind of not. Can he make an overtake?
Nikita Mazepin up ahead in the Will.i.am. He'll be looking to get into the slipstream, which he certainly is in the slipstream. Justin Freshbot still in 15th after 1 lap. An impressive run for him in an exceptionally slow car and on a track with an enormous straight. As Radiant Slothz goes up the inside of Mazepin. Tries it on with Schumacher.
The rear end.
Justin Freshbot up ahead, chasing down
battling.
Giovinazzi and Zhou.
Is he going to be fast enough in the straight line? He's not. He's actually been caught by Latifi. He's 10 laps down.
Watch out for Latifi. He's very aggressive as we see the McLaren up the inside of the Aston Martin.
Side by side.
How is he sticking with him? Unbelievable.
They're still side by side into the next corner.
Oh,
they're
going very slowly. Nicholas Latifi getting involved. He says, I want to be crashing into people.
There's an absolute gaggle of cars here. They all go back into single file.
Max Verstappen holding up this train, potentially with damage. This is Radiant Slothz doing something. This was going past Mick Schumacher.
And he's crashed into Mick Schumacher.
He actually crashed into Mick Schumacher.
I knew that was going to happen. That's why I started the sentence early. Justin Freshpot now, dropping back from Giovinazzi, who is, of course, a Formula 1 driver. You have to say Giovinazzi is one of the Formula 1 drivers of all time. As we see Justin Freshpot coming down the straight.
He will be cautious. The last time he overtook Giovinazzi was in Austria. He crashed into the wall after Giovinazzi made a very aggressive weave, spinning out his McLaren in the glory days.
That is an overtake for Justin Freshpot in a Haas.
Up ahead, incredible. Lance Stroll, Guan Yu Zhou going side by side. It's another side-by-side lap for the McLaren and the Aston Martin. Aston Martin with DRS. McLaren doesn't need DRS. It's that fast in a straight line. They're still side-by-side. Justin Freshpot looking to capitalise here.
There's nowhere to go, though. Street circuit with two cars.
And
they're all over the place. The Aston Martin's lost some speed. Justin Freshpot maybe looking for a move up the inside.
He's
gone for it. He's through.
Oh,
the Aston Martin crashes into his teammate. There's a massive traffic jam. And the Haas is up to 13th.
Radiant Slothz wasn't able to capitalise. I'm pretty sure that could be the racing line. We see Radiant Slothz coming into the castle section.
Almost crashes into the castle section.
Finding the optimal line. That was not the optimal line. Nicholas Latifi has got his guns out. He will be ready.
Radiant Slothz drunk driving.
Radiant Slothz afraid of Nicholas Latifi behind. And the pressure's got to him.
And he's crashed into the wall. Well, you knew that was coming.
For once, it was not Nicholas Latifi's fault. Here we go. This is on board with Justin Freshpot getting past Giovinazzi. Amazingly, he is actually faster, but if I remember rightly, that Haas is set up with almost 1-1 wings.
He is certainly using a setup that may compromise him in the corners, but give him some speed on the straights. Here we see that speed.
This is
going around the corner.
McLaren versus
10 miles
Aston
per
Martin.
hour.
So it's all fair right now. Aston Martin there being crashed into by the McLaren completely compromises his line.
Very late braking from the Haas, very close to the wall. He keeps it out of every wall and gets ahead. What a driver.
And this was Radiant Slothz making what some would describe to be a mistake as he challenges Nicholas Latifi to dishonour him in front of his home crowd as he makes his way up the inside. Almost contact for once there was not. So Nicholas Latifi spares him later on. This was the incident. There's a monkey in the background. I think one of them's escaped in the commentary box. There's a lock up there, and he's hit the wall.
Predictable from Radiant Slothz, you have to say. That's his style as he comes into the pit lane now. An early stop. Not the team wanted. He almost hits the pit wall.
Nick currently talking into a pillow as he described something before Radiant Slothz came into the pit lane. Perhaps he was catching the monkey. And surprisingly, not too much damage to the Alfa Romeo. Very slow with the front right. Not
the Alfa Romeo team agree to send him back out on the track.
They did hold the vote.
We'll never know.
Box.
Justin Freshpot retiring from the race. He got up to 13th. The team have decided that is not good enough.
His car hit 40 miles an hour and he's starting to feel lightheaded. He's coming in just for a quick rest. A nice
Justin
cup of tea.
Freshpot, of course, the only Formula 1 driver to suffer from motion sickness, so he needs a 15-minute break.
Yep, the race will be red flagged during this break. Unfortunately, the FIA have no concept of time and they've ended the break immediately. And he will just have to live with motion sickness.
Is puking in the helmet. He cannot see a thing.
Those gold streaks are not gold paint as he's hunted down by Lance Stroll.
Lance Stroll all over the back of Justin Freshpot, who has no visibility in that car now.
The smell is probably enough to put Lance Stroll off. You can see he's moving out of the slipstream to get a gasp of fresh air. And now he's going to get DRS on the Haas.
And Justin Freshpot hold off. It's a straight line from here. He doesn't need to see.
We've got some people in the pit lane up ahead, so he'll be making some overtakes. I think Guang Yu Zhou is in as well. There's the Haas of the Aston Martin. I can't even say my words properly. He does get up the inside.
Massive understeer that the Haas stays ahead.
Back up
He's
to
come
14th.
back out pretty much where he was.
An impressive,
Massively behind the McLaren.
impressive move. He's actually gained 5 laps over Lance Stroll through just that one corner.
Incredible. How does he do it? This is the kind of driving that got him fired from McLaren.
It is exactly the type of driving that got him fired from McLaren. Mick Schumacher apparently 1 lap down. Radiant Slothz chases down his teammate, he's not 23 seconds ahead of him. That is his teammate there.
He's gained 28 seconds. He's now going up the inside. There's almost contact.
This is incredible. Bottas
Radiant Slothz
is,
there, crashing into Bottas, calling him a racial slur at the same time. You have to say that is disrespectful towards the former world champion.
Oh, of course, I forgot that he was a former world champion. He's been in the Alfa Romeo for so long now, since season 2. It's hard to remember that this man once won the championship.
Massively holding up Valtteri Bottas now, as we see Justin Freshpot reaching speeds of 84 miles an hour down this straight.
4 miles an hour more, and he will time travel. That is confirmed. He gets past Nicholas Latifi.
Massive understeer. You can really see the effect of that low downforce setup he's running.
The Aston Martins lying in wait. They've gained 2 laps on him since we last saw. Both getting DRS. Lance Stroll weaving, flashing his lights, trying to get Justin Freshpot out of the middle lane, but he is not conceding.
And Radiant Slothz here. Based on how slow he is, you have to say he probably has a puncture. Valtteri Bottas needs to get past. Can he do it?
Bottas is close, but he's not close enough. Maybe he'll get another chance. Oh, we got Nicholas Latifi coming out. He says, I want to get involved and crash into someone. Radiant Slothz will get DRS. It saved him from his own teammate. Although, is he out of the frying pan and into the fire against Nicholas Latifi? Apparently not. Nicholas Latifi going very slow, so...
On the hard compound tyres with 4 laps to go, you have to say that's a brave strategy from Latifi.
He might not make it to the end. It doesn't matter anyway.
Now, trundling along
Nicholas
behind
Latifi. Oh, he's hit the wall there. That was a critical error. He comes in the castle section. He's done it again.
He hits the wall again. He's facing the wrong way.
Nicholas Latifi's
gonna try.
He's
hit the wall again. He's hit the wall again.
Somebody's gonna have to claim on their business insurance. As season gets on his way. Amazingly, Bottas has not caught him, so presumably Nicholas Latifi crashed into Bottas. As he comes down to the favourite section. It's a massive lock-up. He's hit
the wall. He's reversing into the oncoming traffic. This is a great home race for Radiant Slothz.
Jeff on the radio saying, I bet you can't do the longest 11 in Formula 1, and he did it.
Justin Freshpot here, under massive pressure. It's a twin attack from 2 Aston Martins. It's like a James Bond movie. They're fighting the Russians.
They've been following
ahead of him
for a few laps now. He did make a mistake coming out of turn 2. Lance Stroll weaving all over the place.
All over the place. He's driving like a minute. He's hit the ass. What an idiot.
What was that line going into that corner? It's like he... Talk about oversteer. He turned in at the complete wrong point in the corner.
Justin Freshpot's still under pressure now.
Calling it pressure is really generous from Lance Stroll.
He's going to have to use the accelerator pedal coming down the hill. Lance Stroll all over the place. There's yellow flags, probably for Lance Stroll's driving.
There's not a single person on track. I think we had this in the last race. Lance Stroll, I don't know what he was thinking. There was no way he's going around the outside of that corner. As Justin Freshpot, I think that was Radiant Slothz going around in the castle section there. Justin Freshpot down the main straight.
He's going to hold on.
For some reason, the Aston Martins do not have DRS, but he crosses the line. 0
what
points.
A win for Justin Freshpot.
And
And
here
Radiant
comes
Slothz sadly crumbles around the last corner. It's a sorry sight to see.
yellow flags. He's driving slowly. I guess he's looking for pieces of his front wing. And he's stopping for the crowd. He's going to give them the opportunity to take a picture of a car with no front wing crossing the line. There's somebody, I think that's Lando Norris going through. He's already finished his in-lap. Let's go around again. There's Russell. And that's the end of the race. Oh, there's Carlos Sainz with another podium for McLaren. Good job to him. Guang Yu Zhou.
What a drive from Guang Yu Zhou. He held P13 for the whole race. Christian Horner. What a man. He's really won every race for the past 2 seasons, I think. Lando Norris, again, lucky. Picks up a win. Undeserved. The Red Bull team hopefully retiring from Formula 1 soon.
Of course, he did turn his car back to white, you may have seen there. He's stolen that trick from Radiant Slothz after he was booted out of the team. George Russell up on the podium again, and Carlos Sainz.
An all-British podium, you do love to see it. Lewis Hamilton wins.
The same generic trophy given out once again. Lando,
And once
pretty
again,
angry about
the
it.
exact same animation. I'm glad they only put one of these in.
Some would say it's soulless. Others would say it's classical. And there we go, Lando Norris once again claiming the top step of the podium ahead of his teammate George Russell in the other Red Bull, and Carlos Sainz, Mr. Consistent, picking up yet another podium in the McLaren. Behind them, Daniel Ricciardo had one of the best races that he's had since his return to Formula 1 in the Mercedes, actually scoring a point and actually finishing the race. Behind him, Charles Leclerc, Yuki Tsunoda, Lewis Hamilton, Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez and Pierre Gasly make up the rest of today's point scorers. Though over in the championship, Lando Norris once again extends his lead even further over Charles Leclerc, and George Russell closes the gap to second place. Mr. Consistent Carlos Sainz is now tied with Yuki Tsunoda in the battle for fourth, and they're closely followed by Lewis Hamilton in sixth. Then we jump back to Daniel Ricciardo in P7 on 26 points. Then behind him we have Esteban Ocon, then Guang Yu Zhou, Max Verstappen, Lance Stroll, all tied for 9th on 18, and they're followed by Sergio Perez in 12th, who is just 2 points behind them. So over in the Constructors, Red Bull are absolutely dominating once again on 181 points, well ahead of their closest rival Ferrari on 118. Mercedes have clawed back up to 3rd position ahead of McLaren, and they are both well clear of Alpine, who's in 5th position. Then it's back to Williams and Aston Martin, tied on 18 points apiece, tied for 6th place. Then AlphaTauri 2 points behind them, and a jump back to Haas on 6th and Alfa Romeo on 2. We'll catch you in the next one.